What is up, Dino Crew? Welcome to something a little bit different. I'm completely hidden, camera is off, we're fully focused on the game Alien Isolation and why I think it's the ultimate survival horror experience and why I think the sequel is going to be absolutely amazing and why I can't wait for it. Let's get into it. Let's break it down a little bit of an introduction. You've got the gameplay on in the background. Welcome to Alien Isolation. It released in 2014. It was unlike anything at the time. The AI, everything was just pinpoint on it. While many horror games rely on the cheap jump scares or action mechanics, Alien Isolation delivered pure, unrelenting terror in a way that had never been done in any way before. And now, 10 years later on, fans of the franchise finally have something to celebrate, as I mentioned, with Alien Isolation 2 coming out, which should be very, very soon. Hopefully, I'm hoping maybe this year, if not, I'm guessing next year. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. I'm going to break down why Alien Isolation is the pinnacle of survival horror, what made it such a masterpiece. And so, yeah, grab your motion trackers, stay quiet, and let's get into it. In the first section, we're going to talk about immersion and atmosphere. The immersion and atmosphere in this game is probably, and if not the best I've experienced in any video game of my entire life. One of the most defining aspects of Alien Isolation is the atmosphere. Right from the opening sequence, the game immerses you in a world that feels like it was ripped straight from Ridley Scott's original 1979 film. The Sevastopol station is beautifully realised environment, even flickering lights. Every piece of the outdated technology, as you mess with the computers and look at screenshots, and it's all staticky and it just feels proper old school. And the shadows that you can see just peeking out of the corner, is it a human, is it a robot, is it the alien? Or is it just your imagination playing tricks on you as you get more and more deeply involved in the game? What makes this game even more terrifying is how authentic it feels. The developers at Creative Assembly painstakingly recreated the retro-futuristic aspect of the original Alien film. The CRT monitors, clunky keyboards, analog sound effects make you feel really like you're trapped in the world that is equal parts awe-inspiring and horrifying all in one go. The environmental storytelling is also phenomenal. Audio logs, terminal entries, scattered remnants of life aboard Sevastopol paint a picture of what the station once was and what it is now. And we know it has descended into absolute chaos.
Good luck, Ripley. Hurry if you can.
This is Lingard, Senior Medical Officer, Sevastopol Station. I want to state for the record. I have been placed under duress with regards to the compromised patient Zero. And Ransom, Season's head of operations, he made certain threats for my career and my certification. I want that on record. God. Help me. That woman needed help. I didn't know what type of parasite she had encountered, but it had planted something inside her. I am so sorry. I had no way of knowing what would happen.
Now we're getting onto the big guns. The reason why I think this is such a fantastic game, the Xenomorph itself. Now, unlike any other horror game, the Xenomorph is a constant threat throughout from start. From about mission 3 all the way to the end, it is there. However, the alien can appear sooner if you don't play the game correctly. So even though you think I'm pretty safe here, it still can track you and hunt you. So unlike other horror games where the enemies are predictable, patrol routes or scripted jump scares, Alien Isolation is completely unpredictable. It doesn't just follow a set pattern, it learns from how you play the game. Here's how it works. So the Xenomorph reacts to sounds. So if you're too loud, it'll come investigating. If you start shooting at other humans or they start shooting back at you, the Xenomorph's going to make an appearance. And you do not want this Xenomorph to make an appearance at all. It is an unstoppable killing machine. It remembers hiding spots. If you start hiding in lockers or under desks too much, it will start looking to check under there. The AI has multiple behaviours as well, meaning no two encounters are exactly the same. You can play the game for a second time, a third time, a fourth time, and the AI will react differently every single time you play the game. And obviously you've got your difficulty scales as well, so the higher the difficulty, the more tuned the alien is to you. This makes every moment of gameplay absolutely nerve-wracking. You truly are never safe from it. The moment you think you've outsmarted it, it'll adapt and catch you off guard. The AI system is what makes Alien Isolation stand out from all other horror games. There's no predictable pattern, no scripted boss fighting. You are simply being hunted, and you have to fight for your life to make it through every single mission. It is absolutely terrible, terrifying. And your only hope is to outthink an enemy that is smarter than you.
Mr. Lingard, this is Ransom. Remember me? Your friendly Seegson chief executive. Lingard, you don't drop by, you don't call. Aren't we pals anymore? Oh well, we're both busy people. And after all, I have lots of other friends. Some of them have badges. One of them told me you called Marshal Waits about a, shall we say, interesting find? I want in. No arguments. After all, how much does Waits really know about you? Not as much as your old friend here. And I bet he wouldn't be as understanding about black market med supplies. I look forward to your call, Doc.
It's gone to hell in here, Samuels.
Now, let's get on to the survival horror aspect of the game. While many horror games rely on combat as a main mechanic, Alien Isolation forces you into that pure flight survival mode. It gives you limited resources. Unlike other games where you can stockpile your health, weapons, ammo, Alien Isolation keeps you constantly on edge, making sure that the supplies are scarce, and even like ammo. Shooting an alien, it just does nothing to them. The only option you have is to hide and sneak around the ship. You do get a flamethrower halfway through the game, but it doesn't kill the xenomorph, it only makes it retreat temporarily. And if you don't time it right, it will jump through it and still end up killing you. Stealth is absolutely key in this game. This game teaches you the best option is not to fight, but to hide, crawl, and pray you are not found. Survival horror game in purest form, it doesn't just scare you, it makes you feel helpless, which is exactly what the best horror games should do. The atmosphere in this game is absolutely unreal. Honestly, if you've not gone and played it, I highly recommend you go and play it. It's probably one of the best, if not the best of all horror games, as I've said.
Morning, it's Lingard. After the incident, the marshals want us to rope off medical. They're bringing in a team to find whatever it was the patient was carrying. I told them it was fast, but they're convinced they can trap it. They've got meds. I'll set up a temporary medical center outside. You're in charge for now. Don't let Coleman sweet talk his way in. The last thing we need is him self-medicating with Marshal Waits around.
reception's a no-go. I can't get out.
That's the only way through. Ripley, this is a public hospital. There has to be an evacuation procedure.
You can't hide from me. All transitory patients must supply their personal and document registration.
With the announcement of Alien Isolation 2, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So after years of speculation and fan demand, Creative Assembly has finally confirmed that the sequel is in development. According to the official development, the game is still in early development. That was in October last year, I believe. Here's what we know so far. The original creative team, including the director Alistair Hope, is returning. The game will continue to focus on survival horror rather than the action-oriented gameplay, which is fantastic. There are hints that the sequel might expand on Amanda Ripley's story, potentially exploring what happens after the events of the first game. Now here's the big question for you guys. What would you love to see in the second Alien Isolation? For me, maybe an AI that could be even smarter than that and predict patterns of what you're going to do, or try and lay traps for you or something like that, because that would just take it to the next level. Maybe multiple xenomorphs. Imagine, as at the end of Alien Isolation, you weren't just running away from one xenomorph, you were running away from multiple xenomorphs. Maybe different variations of xenomorphs. We know there's so many different ones now in the Alien universe, thanks to the brand new film Alien Romulus. Maybe we get different ones that react differently to you. New locations. Maybe we should explore something other than a space station, maybe a derelict planet, or maybe an underground mine where, the Marines had been and you're going to have to follow them and find out what's going on. A big one that I'd love to see is a VR mode. Imagine playing this in full VR immersion, absolutely nothing you can see apart from the game in front of your face. How terrifying would that truly be? The announcement that Alien Isolation 2 is coming is a dream come true for the fans, and if Creative Assembly can recapture the magic of the first game, we could be looking at the greatest survival horror sequel of all time. And in conclusion, here is why Alien Isolation is the best of its kind. The terrifying atmosphere, the unpredictable AI, the brilliant survival mechanics, and absolute respect for the Alien franchise. And the noise, the music, everything just builds up to this being an absolute masterpiece. And now with Alien Isolation 2 officially on the horizon, the future survival horror games looks brighter, or maybe even scarier than ever. What do you think? Are you excited for Alien Isolation 2? What features would you love to see? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much everybody for tuning into this special, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.